Assalamualaikum, welcome to Dumb Football Reviews, and we are back with another transfer saga week.
After completing 1,000 subscribers.
After completing 1,000 subscribers, which we are not at all happy about. और
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
लॉन्ग वे टू गो. हाँ सही, अच्छा तो कैमरे के सामने आ गया, ऐसा होता है ये आदमी. सो वील स्टार्ट विद डेक्लन राइस टू आर्सेनल फॉर ओवर 100 million pounds.
अभी अम्मी ने मुझे चावल मंगवाए थे तो मैंने अम्मी को बोला मैं बहुत महंगे चल रहे हैं अभी. That's famous Arsenal who bid 70.1 million for Luis Suarez because they never wanted to spend more.
हाँ. अरे हाँ वो जो इसका मतलब इतना हाइप बना था कि एक पाउंड या क्या तो नहीं जाता.
So this Arsenal who never spent a lot has spent 86 million for Havertz and now 116 million for Declan Rice. I mean,
seems like Arteta Guardiola से पैसे निकलवाना एटलीस्ट सीख कर आए प्रॉपर तरीके से.
Yeah, and specifically with the players who are actually hyped, but not with the Havertz. I don't want to talk about it. Thank God he left.
Yeah, it's like I was talking to someone about Mount. ठीक है, and he was laughing that we made a big scam out of United or something. I'm like, whole Chelsea did not perform, so obviously no one is looking good as of now for the season, right?
Mount was good. I'm talking about Havertz. Havertz was a failure for last 3 years. Under Lampard, under Tuchel, under Potter, and then Lampard.
He won you the Champions League.
Of course, he won us the Champions League. It's simple like that. Man U is playing someone's final, and Maguire scored the goal. And I said that Maguire, you made you the champion. So this is not something.
बुरी बात ये है कि तुमने इस चीज का सिर्फ एग्जांपल दिया. ऐसा हो जाता तो हम लोग किसी बात का तो शुक्र अदा करते हैं. वही तुम लोग करो Havertz के लिए. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly what you said in the
at some point, he was worth his money.
Listen to me. Now, this is exactly what you said in the last video when I said that De Gea won the Golden Glove. But you said that we know his performance.
How many points did he make us lose this season?
Only the United fans know the reality. No other one knows that. Exactly what Havertz did with Chelsea this season and last season under Tuchel also was miserable. I totally don't understand that why Havertz was there. I know exactly the issue is that Havertz is not a striker and Chelsea made him play the striker. But when he played at his own position, left wing, right wing, he was totally a failure. Actually, the point is that Havertz, with his physique, is not a player who used to be in the Premier League. You know, Premier League needs a very strengthened player.
Then it comes to the point that it's not about how it used to be. Spanish players have a tendency. In fact, अगर tendency नहीं भी बोलेंगे, there is a high frequency of players from German league, from other leagues overall, who could not adapt to Premier League. And Casemiro is a big example of how did he, because he is comparatively, he was very much more, physical in terms of playing in La Liga.
He's a Brazilian.
In La Liga. So that is where we have a good tendency. We have a number of players who came into the Premier League and failed.
Actually from Spain.
So sorry to cut you off, तुम continue करना, but Havertz को अब end कर देंगे ताकि Havertz का ही topic हो गया. Then we'll come back to Declan Rice, okay?
हाँ, तो exactly if we talk about Havertz to Arsenal, it will come out. What will come out because Arsenal have signed too many Chelsea players in the last 4 or 5 years. We know that, and everybody turn out to be agents. Thank God. And so I'm really looking forward for Havertz to see actually, when these kind of players who are actually really hyped and have good stats in the past, when they fail in a team. And they moved, like Sanchez moved in Manchester United. But he performed well in Arsenal and then he performed well in Inter Milan also. But there is a span in Manchester United where he was actually failed. Exactly what happened to Havertz with Chelsea, that he was good when he was in Leipzig. Now he was at Chelsea, he actually flopped. He made us one Champions League, okay fine. But with his own performance and his own statistics, he was considered as flop by Chelsea fans also, despite being a Champions League winner final scorer.
Yes, I agree. Champions League was not a stat to put up. It's just being happy about something. That's just it's just a fan वाला comment. हाँ. So तुम वही बात कर रहे हो जिस तरीके से मतलब. बट मेरी यही पॉइंट है. आई एग्री टू योर पॉइंट कि there's a high possibility that he might perform at Arsenal, but that's not the reason कि इस तरीके के पैटर्न की तुम बात करो. मैं इसको इस तरीके से लूंगा कि I trust in Arteta's signing because of the process that he has made this club go through. ठीक है, and literally as expected, Arsenal flopped at the very crucial stage, though I really trust with the process as of now. And in fact, अगर Arsenal का board जब trust कर रहा है with such huge spending, then there must be something Arteta is cooking in that dressing room.
But signing Declan Rice is a brilliant signing. is a brilliant signing. We can debate on the
Price, obviously.
Definitely
That is the
signing
only thing we have
amount.
an issue about.
Exactly. Otherwise, Declan Rice is the player to be signed by Chelsea, by United, by City, and by Arsenal, and it could be a master blaster signing. And Arsenal got luckier to sign him. City failed with
Phone अपने पास कर लिया करो ना.
City failed with 110 million last bid. Arsenal gone with the 116 million. Let's see what turn out, because Chelsea actually signed Enzo Fernandez with 127 million, the same kind of a player with a better physique, I believe. Let's see what turn out in the favor of Arsenal or not, because I think when you spend, at least they already spent 200 million if we say about two players, and they also signed one player which I actually don't remember his name. By
This is defender that
yes,
also signed.
by signing these kind of players, you are actually the title contender now. And there is
They have to be.
they have to now. They are now. I mean, there is if we talk about last season, people will say they give them sympathy words. Yeah, you played well, you did well, you actually put up the fight. But now there is no excuse. Now you have the team. Now you have the project. You already have put up the project.
Now
you have the
what
world
you needed, or
exactly
what you kind of were missing.
Actually,
that as a reason for last
now you have to complete your puzzle. You actually took your time, spent a huge amount in the market to put up the puzzle equally the way you wanted. Now there is no excuse. For last season, people actually gave them the sympathy votes that they just lost in the last moments, and City was too good for them, etc., etc. But now there's a time for Arsenal to win it now.
Coming on to the stats, the way Declan Rice played, West Ham, breaking their, I don't know, the very first historical cup this season, Europa, and then UEFA conference. I'm sorry about that. ये वो उसी को वो कर दिया उन्होंने यार. तो
चल बोल रहे और
the way his stats have proved, but I again would come ke it's not just City and Arsenal. If they would have a price tag for around 60 to 70, any club would have just gone right away to buy him.
Yeah.
That's what he was worth. But again, we have a bit conflict about English media. English अब उसके अंदर मीडिया के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं. It's just not about the groups or the channels. It's about the whole fandom. It's about how British people bring up their football, how they put up the importance of their own football. क्योंकि अब उनकी लीग के अंदर अब जो शॉपिंग हो रही है तो अब उनको बुरा लग रहा है वो जो कि सऊदी कर रही है. That's what Ferdinand told to Carragher after Gerrard went to the Saudi league. So एक वो वाली चीज़ है obviously. अब उनके प्रीमियर लीग से जब शॉपिंग हो रही है तो उनको बुरा लग रहा है. But they have always been doing this. अपने ब्रिटिश प्लेयर्स की जितनी उन्होंने ओवर हाइप किया. Being a United fan, summing up, क्यों ओवर प्राइस लग रहा है जब हम लोग 85 मिलियन मैगवायर के दे सकते हैं ना. तो टॉपिक एंड हो गया. ठीक है. सो वील मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट
Gundogan to Barcelona walk.
चलो I was going to start with Lukaku failure with Inter Milan and what's going to happen with that, but चलो कोई नहीं.
Talk about him. That's why I shifted.
वो आपका मसला है ना यार.
No, I also do not have any info about him also right now.
घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर हो गई. आता है जाता है जो भी है. आता है जाता है.
I mean, even Inter Milan is not happy with
वो वाला मीम नहीं है ग्रिल के ऊपर तो बंदा वहाँ फेंक रहा है वो बंदा वहाँ फेंक.
Chelsea is not happy with him, and now Juventus is on the verge to be not happy with him after 1 year.
मतलब अभी आप 40 पे तो दे दो यार. मतलब द वे ही इज नॉट इवन परफॉर्मिंग. मतलब उसने यूसीएल रोक दिया, गोल रोक दिया फाइनल में यार उसने. और उसमें अगर 40 एक्सेप्ट नहीं करे इंटर मिलान पुल्ड आउट फ्रॉम द नेगोशिएशन डील. सो विल कंटिन्यू विद गुंदोगन टू बार्सिलोना. I suppose the transfer happened or the departure of Gundogan happened regardless of wherever he wanted he would have ended up, was when Rodri started to play in the 11.
Maybe, but he was the captain, man.
यार ये वाले ट्रांसफर्स हमें बहुत मिले हैं कि लास्ट सीजन कैसा हेंडरसन चार है लेवाडोव्स्की. वी हैव सीन सच सीजंस राइट. तो मतलब I felt like Guardiola with the change in his formation would have never kept Gundogan and Rodri. मतलब वो प्लेयर्स आया करने वाली बात होती है अगर गुंदोगन रुक भी जाता तो.
If I talk about the transfer market right now, there are only two teams you should never leave, and the two teams you must join if they are interested: Manchester City and Real Madrid.
प्लेयर्स की अपनी यहाँ पे प्रेस्टीज की बात आ जाती है. इट्स अबाउट प्लेइंग टाइम, जस्ट नॉट सिटिंग ऑन द बेंच एंड विनिंग द टाइटल्स.
Gundogan was not on the bench. He is the main player winning the treble this season.
But again, he must have been clarified by the management that he is not in the plans for the next season. That's why he left.
No, but still, I think going to Barcelona is
is a good option. Is a very good
I don't think
option.
so. I don't think
It's a very
so.
good option. A team that has already beaten in form.
We always have a conflict.
A team that has already won the league under Xavi's first season, they are on the verge of having a very good
I don't think
squad for the next 4-5 years if they if they make a couple of more good signings for the future.
Will they be good enough to win Champions League? But because City is good enough to win the Champions League.
Look, the campaign that they had, unfortunately they faced United. I don't know how did United go through them.
I mean, you're talking about Europa.
I'm talking about Europe. I'm talking about Europe level. Okay?
First talk about the UEFA Champions League.
नहीं ना, how will I talk about UEFA Champions League when Xavi has not played UEFA Champions League last season with Barcelona? I'm talking about.
Xavi didn't play UEFA Champions League last season. They actually disqualified from the group.
I'm sorry. हाँ, ठीक है. तो the way they were raging towards the knockout round, the way because let me tell you, along with that Europa campaign knockout key, the way they were fighting through the top title for the league, I am surely into
only fought for the title. They were nowhere in the Champions League. They lost against Inter. They lost against Bayern Munich. They faced only team
Bayern Munich, that the team that beat Messi and Suarez wali Barcelona 8-2.
Please give them the chance to
with Coutinho
to draw a game, na? To draw a game.
नहीं कर यार उमर, Bayern Munich का नाम ला रहा है तू बीच में
Okay,
यार. Lewandowski वाली Bayern Munich का नाम ला रहा है बीच में.
Not Lewandowski is in Barcelona.
अभी है ना, मैं तो वाली याद दिला रहा हूँ आपको.
किस वाली की बात कर रहे हो?
A2 याद मैं कह रहा हूँ.
हाँ, तो लेवेंडोस्की बारसा में था.
मैं आपको याद दिला रहा हूँ, ये बायर्न म्यूनिख वो क्लब है.
अरे हाँ, आप सही बात कर रहे हो, लेकिन अभी आप
in short my answer to your question is yes, they have a potential to win Champions League in the next 4-5 years.
I don't think so. I have seen Barcelona good enough. I predicted Barcelona to win the Champions League last season, but I have seen good.
इतनी अंधी मची हुई है.
Yes, I predicted last year that Man City and Barcelona are favorites to win the Champions League last season.
Tell me, did you predict Barca to win the league last year with this Madrid? With Haji Saab in the team and with Ancelotti and with the whole squad?
I don't remember that we have predicted this.
No, I'm not talking about a video or anything. Be honest with yourself that did you predict in the start of the season that Xavi is going to win you the league this season? No, na? Then how can you expect Barca to win Champions League this season?
Last season.
वही ना last season ना.
No, I expected with Lewandowski that Barcelona could do this.
But नहीं यार, Lewandowski नहीं हो गया, क्या हो गया?
I am saying this because when Xavi signed to Barcelona after Koeman sacking.
हम लोग main topic से क्यों हट जाते हैं?
Gundogan, we were talking about Gundogan.
हाँ तो नहीं है ना.
Barcelona is there.
तो Barcelona बहुत ज़्यादा देर हो गई.
So the matter of fact is that Gundogan to Barcelona is totally out of my mind that why Gundogan has decided this. Yes, only if there is a conversation between the club and the player that you are not in the plans, then it's fine. Because there were no other player who were actually.
That is the only possibility.
Because this is not in the market. This is not in the market.
This is not in the media. So that is the only possibility that we can think about.
Everything is in the media. Every black and white happening in the clubs are in the media. Everything is getting leaked these days.
खुशी से प्लेयर गया है, कुछ एक जरा सुनने को नहीं मिली, कोई ऐसा हो गया, कुछ ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. So इस खुशी के साथ सुन लो, इस खुशी के साथ अगर दोनों parties departure करके जा रही हैं, there is only one possibility. Then being a fan sitting in another country, we have only one thing that we can think about. और वो यही possibility है कि mutually decide हुआ है. Guardiola must have told him कि he is not in the plans and वो सारी चीज़ें.
Perception ना, that's what we are considering and imagining.
वही कर सकते हैं. Being a fan हम लोग वही कर सकते हैं with the available news.
No. This is only thing which we can only predict that this would have happened. But I think that this is his own decision because this is what actually in the market since January that Gundogan to Barcelona is something in the newspaper and everybody talking about that Gundogan was interested to go Barcelona and play for Barcelona. So it is his decision. He chose Barcelona over Man City, and so far as we can see, there is no. Should not talk about what was behind the bars. What we can say, what we can talk, what we can see that Gundogan chose Barcelona over Man City, and for me, this is right now in Europe a stupid decision.
So Umar is against this transfer, and I'm not in favor, but I'd say I'm fine with it. I mean, he has gone from a top player has gone from the top team in England to the top team in Spain.
And
so that
they are losing Mahrez.
No one should be. हाँ भाई.
Benched Mahrez and also Mahrez is.
Omer, you are a Guardiola fan. For God's sake, be confident about his decisions or what's happening in that club, right?
I'm a fan on the pitch only. I'm not on the pitch. because he
No,
made a
a
terrible.
guy who can pay 105 million for Grealish and then win the Champions League next year that he couldn't do for the last 6 years. That's something very confident of him, and
No, but-
fans should be very confident about what's he doing with the club and what's he doing with the squad.
Leaving these kind of players who made him champion, like Walker.
It's kind of saddening. I know that's
No,
kind of saddening.
I was
very frustrated about.
City fan that I'm not sad. What I'm talking about that the Champions players like Walker, like Gundogan, like Cancelo, who played the team.
That's what I'm saying. Even I got frustrated about.
With these players leaving, Man City will trouble next season. I'm sure about this. Maybe Liverpool will bounce back. Maybe Man U will challenge. But City will.
Man U has been only challenging for the last 5-6 years and very barely so. But khair,
what I'm saying that there will be no one-sided.
you're saying they might now face the consequences for letting these players go.
Now this is not a the City we are facing for many years, because he actually pick out the very accurate puzzle piece of his, and now he's trying to put up a new pieces. Definitely he will take time.
They have a Ballon d'Or contender for the year, and over that for me the most important player in the Premier League and in the City, they have KDB, so nothing else matters for them as of now. They have a lot of substitutes. They have a lot of substitutes. City have been very.
I'm totally predicting right now to City to trouble next season, to face the trouble, definitely.
To face the trouble.
Definitely.
Let's come on to the most prolific, most सरप्राइजिंग साइनिंग आउट ऑफ नोवेयर. लिटरली इट्स लाइक कभी कोई टैलेंट देखने को आता है ना तो वो पहले मीडिया में आ चुका होता है फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, but that only came a week before Madrid signed them, and that was only through Ozil's praise, Ozil's comments. It was like कि हाँ अगर आप यार I saw someone's video, he was saying कि एक अच्छी रील तैयार करनी हो ना, कुछ अच्छे उसके सीन्स मैच पिच सीन्स की, तो मैगवायर भी ऐसा लगेगा कि पता नहीं इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट डिफेंडर्स इन द. लेकिन if Ozil has backed up a player in that league, in that position, that player plays exactly in that position, so that's something और अभी कल की ट्रेनिंग की वीडियो आ रही है यार, he is just putting players on the field to the bed. So that's very exciting with Vinicius on the left wing, and this player, if he comes into the 11, having already so much talent.
Definitely he will get into the 11. We are talking about actually
Arda Güler naam hai.
Arda Güler is the player name who actually hyped by the fact that there's a war between Barcelona and Real Madrid fans, that Barcelona wanted to sign this player and Real Madrid caught him in the last minutes. And
as always, Madrid being very good in transfers.
With the money, you will always could win the transfers. With the money you have, if you have the bags, if you have a single bag,
जब हलक से फीगो निकाल के ला सकते हैं ना अगले सीजन ही जबान देके, मतलब वही नया सीजन स्टार्ट होने से पहले, सीजन एंड होने से पेरेज जैसा प्रेसिडेंट मैं नहीं देखा. आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट.
I mean,
coming back to the player, तुम बात कर रहे थे.
With the money you have, you can be the Perez, definitely. So yes.
Third up.
To be very honest,
एक वाली लगी मुझे.
No, because Arda Güler is the player who came into my notice when I saw him in the videos of Barcelona and Real Madrid fighting for him. I don't understand that why when he played for Feyenoord. Fenerbahce, and we all know the importance and the competitiveness of the Turkish league. Despite the fact he is so hyped, what I can say all is that I want to see this player next season. That's it. Otherwise, right now about him, I do not know anything. I don't want to talk about after seeing his YouTube 5-minute compilation, because it's a scam. It's a total scam, because
as I said,
within 5-6 minutes you can assemble all his good things and say what a player he is. This is not even a 90 minutes match of only one start can actually tell about the player, that how good he is, not a compilation. Don't be get into this scam that you watch a YouTube video and say, oh, what a player he is.
I won't be surprised even if he goes to loan this season. I won't be surprised. That's how Madrid do work. That's how big clubs do work with the potential players. So that's not an issue with the squad they have.
No. I don't
No,
think so.
there's this thing I was backing up with the statement that the way
and then going. No,
that's nothing. आज की मार्केट में कुछ है 60 million.
No, I don't think so that this will happen.
That's your prediction. I'm saying
It's not prediction. This is something I'm saying. that this will not happen.
I'm saying if it happens, वो कौन है कोबो, वो भी उसको भी दिया हुआ है और वो मेडिट को ही लीग में गंदा करता है वो अफांसो कोबो, जो चाइनीज जापानीज टाइप शक्ल का जो प्लेयर है वो, मतलब ही इज सो फ्रिकिंग टैलेंटेड प्लेयर, मतलब ही इज
कॉस्टली.
वो एकेडमी का था भाई.
Exactly. You can't sign a player 60 million and loan him to any team.
क्यों?
I never seen
क्या
this.
बातें
ना?
कर रहा हूँ
I never seen this happened. Have you
है.
ever seen this? Have you ever seen this?
देखो आई एम रिगार्डलेस, नहीं उमर
For saying this.
मेरी बात सुनो. मैंने अपनी स्टेटमेंट में भी साइनिंग की बात नहीं की, मैंने बोला पोटेंशियल प्लेयर और इतना यंग, इतना बड़ा मार्केट में आता है. अमाद दियालो को यूनाइटेड का जो राइट विंग का प्लेयर है उसने उसको नीचे टियर 1 लीग में भेजा है, बिल्कुल नीचे वाली जो लीग है, एंड ही लिटरली ऑलमोस्ट प्रमोटेड दैट टीम. ही वाज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट प्रोलिफिक प्रो परफॉर्मर्स फॉर द होल लीग. I don't. He did not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the cost specifically. I'm talking about the potential young players,
I'm talking about
because of the positions, because of the squad that Madrid have had in the league.
Then
But
he will be best.
though,
He will be used alternatively, but you can't loan a player worth 60 million you bought this season by rivaling with your arch rivals. I mean, this will be the most stupid decision if it will happen. I don't see happening this.
Vinicius याद आ गया, पहला साल फ्लॉप और हम लोग we were so happy कि our prediction is so good, but then again next season Champions League.
I mean, even Real Madrid fans were so furious regarding him. I mean, not just us.
बिकॉज क्योंकि वो रोनाल्डो वाला गम तो उनका कभी जाएगा नहीं, सीधी सी बात है. और उसके बाद वो ऐसी परफॉर्मेंस उस पोजीशन पे देखने को मिल रही थी पहले साल, तो दैट वाज वेरी पैथेटिक. खैर, are we left with any crucial ones? We do have a lot of them, but we are already out of many
to discuss, and there are also lots of transfer which will happen till 31st of August 2023, and this is actually the part 1 of this season video. Part 1
मेसी वाली ट्रांसफर्स की कर ली, एक कर चुका ट्रांसफर्स.
It's only about Messi, and this Messi to
उसमें मेसी के अलावा कुछ और भी किया था.
Messi only bullied me for Messi only. We
No,
started.
I didn't bully. I came up with the facts यार.
हाँ, there's no fact he was bullying me.
कभी तो आता हूँ facts के साथ.
So thank you guys for watching us. If you're watching,
Those 9-10 viewers, we love you. Allah Hafiz.
It's true.